Hello everyone, I'm here today to do a review of No One Is Talking About This by Patricia Lockwood, and this is part of the Booker Prize long list, so I wanted to review it. So this book, it's often described as an internet novel because the protagonist of the novel does use what they call the platform, I think, which is kind of a Twitter thing, and she's kind of famous and important in there. So the book is divided in two halves. In the first half, we just see her life, like her normal life in the platform, and kind of it's written not in tweets but in very small snippets of text. See if I can show you. Yeah, like there are breaks every little bit, so that's why it does remind a lot of Twitter. But not only that, also it. It is very episodic, like every little snippet changes topic to something that at the moment it feels kind of important, but then it's not, and sometimes it's like cats and dogs, and sometimes it's like cancel culture, political stuff, and then the second half something changes, the tone changes completely. Something happens to this person and in the life of the person, and she shifts her focus from the platform to this family problem that she's having. So that's the basis of how the novel is constructed. The first part is actually a little bit longer than the second part. But yeah, it's roughly the same. And for me, the first part was exhausting. It was just a bunch of snippets of things I didn't care about, and it reminded me why I did not in social media. A lot of people that use social media on a regular basis think that it's very well done. I cannot comment on that because I am not in Twitter, I am not in Instagram, I am not in the only place I am in. It's really here in YouTube, so I cannot comment on that per se. But yeah, it felt exhausting and I didn't like it at all. It didn't work for me at all. And I don't know if that is because of the way it was written or because I do not like those platforms anyway. It's very hard for me to comment on that. The second part was more focused, was better in my opinion. It made the narrative a little bit more coherent. I wouldn't say I enjoyed it because still there was not enough substance for me to grab onto. But I think it was much better. And if that was the only part of the book, it would have been a decent, solid book. But I don't think that the second part makes up for the first part, especially since the first part is a little bit longer, and I was just exhausted by the end of it. So yeah, overall, I didn't like this book. I found it a little bit pretentious, like you're trying to give more meaning to things that don't have meaning, and things that are just very privileged in the first place, especially in the first part. And I didn't like that. I don't like that in books. But I think that I cannot comment on the experience of someone that is really into social media, because I think that they might find it very profound because that is a big part of their life. So yeah, I find it hard to judge this book from my experience. I would say if you are not in social media a lot, if you're not in Twitter a lot, and you don't watch cat videos on a regular basis and things like that, and you are not engaged in the discussions of cancel culture, I would not recommend this book at all. If you are really into social media, maybe. But yeah, for me, I didn't enjoy it. I didn't think it was anything special or anything profound. I'm just really looking forward to move on. It's short though, that's good. I finished it in 2 days, so it's short and fast. But yeah, other than that, I cannot say much positive about it. I don't know if it will be in the shortlist, to be honest, because again, from my perspective, I don't feel like I'm judged the book because I don't like the topic. I knew I was not going to like this book. I don't. These things are not for me. So in the first place, so how am I going to judge a book about Twitter if I don't like Twitter? So yeah, I don't know if it will make it to the shortlist. I hope it doesn't. Um, but I don't know. It's kind of innovative, so it has that going for it. And then there is the debate if it works or not. But it is innovative in some ways. So yeah, I'm glad I'm done with it, and I'm ready to move on to the next book. That's all I'm gonna say about this now. I hope you enjoyed this review. Let me know if you have read it or you want to read it, what your thoughts are on it, and also what your thoughts are on social media in general. If you think that internet novels work, if you think that um, Twitter is a worthy place and you can find some worthy things there, and I mean other social media as well. Um, yeah, I personally just use YouTube because I think that YouTube gives more space to discussions of things if you use it in a certain way than other shorter form social media does. So that's why I'm here, but not in other places. But I would love to know your thoughts on the book and social media in general. And yeah, until next video, bye!